your tools, if you've gotten the Ultimate Portion Fix, your workbook page looks like this. And you've got to sit down and look at this diagram and figure out the reasons why you want to do that. The example in the video, as well as in the workbook, is about a gentleman named Michael. Michael said, I am doing the Ultimate Portion Fix because I am afraid of dying early. Both of my parents died because of their unhealthy choices, and I want to change my behavior and start making more helpful choices for myself. When my emotions start to overwhelm me, I do not want to reach for food, but learn to reach out to friends or go on a walk. Okay, so that's his why. So his why web was he was afraid of dying because he wanted to live a much longer life than his parents. He wanted to avoid the same mistakes that his parents made. He wanted help with his health issues, so he wasn't like he had sleep apnea and he was on a sleep apnea machine. He didn't want to do that anymore. He wanted to sleep better. He wanted to have better energy. And of course, he wanted to lose weight. But she had to get to the root of why he wanted to do that. Now, if you're newer to this group, you've heard me ask you these questions already, but you need to go and you need to ask yourself this. And if you don't have the workbook, create a why web. Just get a blank sheet of paper, set a timer for 5 minutes and brainstorm and ask yourself, why do you want to do a deeper dive into using your color-coded containers? Or if you got the Ultimate Portion Fix tools, why did you want them? And then you need to ask yourself, what have you done before? Why did it not work for you? Why was it not sustainable? If what you had done before was sustainable, you wouldn't be doing this program now in hopes that this is more sustainable. Why do you think that you're overweight in the first place? Do you have, are there emotional triggers? Are there past food addiction issues? Are there past food issues, like you have gut issues, or you've had an autoimmune issue, or you have dealt with weight all of your life? What do you think your biggest obstacle is going to be while doing this program? Is it going to be completing your workout? Is it going to be actually taking the time to measure out your food? Is it going to be packing your food and taking it with you, so doing a little meal prep to get ready for it? Is it going to be giving up soda or drinks, as we call them in the Carolinas? Is it going to be giving up chocolate or reducing the amount of caffeine that you're drinking per day? What is going to be your biggest obstacle? And then write that down. And what's a good day of eating look like for you? If you're doing really well for the day, what does that look like for you? Autumn uses the example that she had food sensitivities, and so every time she ate, she was having gut issues until they figured out what the food sensitivities were. Now she can say when she eats, and she said even she was afraid to eat. And a few of you in this group have mentioned that to me because you don't know what's going on with your bodies. She was afraid to eat. Now that they've gotten the issues resolved, she loves eating, and it makes her feel great, and it makes her have energy, and she can look at it in a more positive perspective. So what does a good day of eating look like for you? I want you to sit down and I want you to ask yourself those questions. And then she encourages you to make short-term goals and long-term goals. And some of you might be a little overwhelmed by that, especially if you've never created a goal in the first place. And I would encourage you to work backwards. Don't start with the long-term goal, like I want to lose 50 pounds. Because you're going to look at that number of 50 and you're going to get fixated on it. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that is so much weight, and how am I ever going to get there? And oh my gosh, I just lost 2 pounds this month, and I lost 5 inches, but this is so hard, I might as well just throw in the towel and give up. It's just too hard. Whereas, if you break it down into smaller chunks, over 21 days, which is the focus of this group, it's going to be easier for you to wrap your mind around it, and you're not going to get discouraged as faster, guys. So if you say over the first 21 days, I want to lose 10 pounds and 5 inches. You've written that down. Over the first 21 days, I'm going to reduce the number of sodas I am drinking per day. If you're drinking 4 a day, then reduce it to 2. We're going to baby step our way into this, guys, okay? If you don't like vegetables, then you could say, as the example does in the workbook, I will try 3 new vegetables. Or maybe you like vegetables and maybe you want to expand yourself. You can still say, I'm going to learn how to eat and cook 3 new vegetables or 1 new vegetable or whatever the food container is that you struggle with. Another short-term goal would be, I'm going to learn how to fix 3 recipes out of this cookbook. I'm going to watch 3 Fixate cooking show recipes and implement those and be an example for my family. And maybe one's a dessert that everybody in the family could enjoy. Or maybe it is, I'm going to teach my children the importance of eating a balanced nutrition plan. We're not going to call it a diet because it's not a diet. We're going to teach our kids how to use these containers. And Autumn even has, there's even a document that you can pull up to help. It's got the kid portions on it, guys, that you can teach your child how to use these containers, especially if they struggle with their weight already as a young child. I'll begin exercising along with my new way of eating. So you're writing down, I am committed to doing the 21-day fix reshoot live workouts starting April 1st. I will do my workout daily. So that would be those would be short-term goals. Long-term goals would be more like, I want to lose the 50 pounds. I'm going to figure out, when I get angry or mad or upset or I'm emotional about something at work, instead of turning to food, I'm going to go on a walk with the dog, or I'm going to call a friend instead of turning to food. So those are longer term goals. And like I said, that might overwhelm some of you, but start with the short term. And as you get better at this, you will figure out what the long-term goal is. But you got to sit down, guys, and take some time to do the work so that you see the results. Okay, last thing before I leave you, I'm going to drop 2 documents in this group. And you're so lucky because I am getting certified in this as well as you guys are going through the program with me. So I get access to all these extra documents that I get to share with you. And I'm not going to lie to you, they've got a lot of questions on them. But if you really want to get down, dirty, and serious about what is causing you not to make progress in your nutritional journey, then you need to print these documents and answer these questions. And one is a why document that goes along with the why web that I just talked about. And the second one is a clarity and action one, where you gain more clarity into why you're struggling in some areas, and it gives you practical action to take to avoid whatever the struggle or the obstacle happens to be. When you see it written down, when you get honest and real with yourself and you write it down, then there's something that becomes powerful about that. And you're like, oh, that's where I'm having the problem, and I need to stop doing that action. So I want to share with you these documents, and I want you to share with me 4 short-term goals in the comments below this video. Coaches, lead from the front that are doing this with me. 4 short-term goals that we can focus on for the next 21 days. But I want to see everybody doing this, regardless of whether you purchase this or not. Share with us 4 short-term goals that you're struggling with. And this is a non-judgment zone. So if you're still drinking Diet Coke and you know you're not supposed to be, write that down as a short-term goal. I am going to baby step myself backwards down to 1 Diet Coke a day over the next week. I'm going to back myself down to 2 Diet Cokes over the next week. And then maybe the second week of the program, we're going to baby step back into 1. And then we're going to baby step back into 1 every other day. So take the time to sit down and go over this document. Ask any questions you need to below this video. We are here to help you. It's not just me as your coach. You're getting like 4 coaches in this group to help you on your journey. So take advantage of that and do not be afraid.